Yo, this is TIPPA IRIE, the original ragamuffin.
Yes, viewers, and you're in tune with EMPRESS ANJAHLA Promotions TV with 4 million views on www.EMPRESSANJAHLAPromotionstv.com. And we're here with the legendary Saxon sound selector Mickey BOOPS, New York's greatest DJ, DJ Roy from Irie Jam, and TIPPA IRIE straight out of the UK. And we're going to talk about exactly what happened the other day because we have a lot of people inquiring what happened. DJ Roy?
Well, I mean, basically, when I saw flyers probably maybe 12 weeks ago saying that Saxon was coming to New York City, I was excited. I mean, as a Saxon fan from back in the days, I remember Saxon and Addis clashing in Biltmore Ballroom, and I was in that dance. I'll never forget that dance. And then even Saxon coming to the world famous Q Club back in the days, and me being an Englishman born in Dulwich Hospital, grew up in Brixton.
Me too.
You know, I'm excited. I'm trying to find out, how does promoter pull this off? Every promoter that's in the sound fraternity wants Saxon in New York City. So I'm saying hats off to him. I can't wait to see what's happening. And then, you know, after, the first 2 weeks of heavy promotion, the promotion just somewhat died. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't even know if the dance was still keeping.
Okay.
And now on the Welcome to Jamrock Cruise, I'm here with Saxon, and I'm getting a little feedback as to what happened. And I don't know, maybe next time I'll be lucky enough to be the promoter to bring it to New York.
Yes, that's a great idea. That's a great idea.
Yeah, well, basically, the guy contacted us a while back. Our management told us that we had a couple of choices, but he was the choice that he chose for us to go with.
Okay.
And, so he came up with the deposit, he got the flight tickets, but then when we got to New York, things started to go wrong. No hospitality whatsoever, no food, the hotels was where you wouldn't let your dog sleep there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So obviously we didn't want to stay in that kind of environment, and then when it came for him to basically complete the transaction, which was to pay us our balance for us to perform, he didn't have that either.
Okay.
So obviously from that happened, it's hasta la vista, baby, as they say. See you later, you know what I mean? So we just left because we knew we had to come here to work at the Jamrock Cruise, so we were out.
Okay, and selector Mikey BOOPS.
Yeah, yes, not Mickey.
Mikey BOOPS. Tell us, how has it been feeling here working at the Jamrock Cruise? Yeah.
The only thing I can say to everybody is, don't miss 2016 Jamrock Cruise.
Okay.
For you to get your real experience of it. We got a show tomorrow night.
Okay.
12 midnight on the main stage.
All right.
Did one last week. This place here, I think it's money well spent for anybody going on.
Okay.
Because you get to see so many acts. There's everything.
Yeah, and it's top line acts, Today you got the Prophet Capleton,
okay.
You got Sly and Robbie, you got Julian Marley, and you got T.O.K. and Michael Rose as well.
Wow.
So that's just day one.
That's day one.
So there's a whole every day, and I think it's actually hosted by Muta Baruka today.
Okay.
So every day you get 5-6 top line acts, and then it rounded off with 2 sound systems. You got one on the main deck, and then one in the place where we are right now. You get sound to keep you dancing until you get fed up of dancing.
Okay. Yeah, the food is really good. I must say that rice and the food I had was really good. It's a really good chefs here.
So that's the kind of the deal with the New York situation, but we're planning to come back the right way. So you never know, it might be DJ
Yes,
Roy.
it would definitely be
cool.
DJ Roy, and I would like to be in your PR. I have 2 big clients. I would like to, bring you over. We'll call him and make an appointment, and we'll go over to his studio, and all your new songs and all your new hits, send them to him because he would definitely play them.
Okay.
You have a lot of new music.
For real.
A lot of new nice songs, straight out of UK style. That's what I like. I love my British. I love my British people, and I have a lot of friends in England. I'm just surrounded from everyone that's British. I don't know what it is. I just attract to them. But they're really great people. They have great music, good hearts, and they love music, and that's what makes it work. You know, that's the positive side of
But
it.
can I ask a question before?
Yes.
Saxon sound system been around for my damn need. What keeps Saxon relevant in 2015, and how you guys manage to sustain it so long?
Well, I mean, obviously we're still always cutting new plates, new dub plates, you know what I mean, of the artists that are current, you know what I mean. But then also, we tried to stay true to what made us popular, which is have good plates, have a good sound system, and have good MCs like TIPPA IRIE, Proper Leader, you know what I mean. So we tried to keep that, solid, and that's our base, and that's the basis of our success. Because me personally, sometimes I got a tune called them not rate me what is alright. They don't rate us, but it's okay. Them not rate me what the calendar full, and that's the main thing. You know what I mean? Calendar's full.
Right.
So people appreciate what we do, and we just stick to what we do, and because we can't play like Mighty Crown. We can't play like these other sounds, so we play how we play, and people appreciate that.
Have you? Because I haven't seen you perform and play in ages. Have you made the transition? And we went from vinyl to CD, then went from CD to computer. Have you guys made that transition?
We still use vinyl, we still use CD, and we still use laptop.
Okay. So you like me then?
Yeah. So we're all.
So it depends on the situation,
Depends on
you know
what the
what I mean?
promoter
It depends
wants.
and the promoter wants or whatever. But on this cruise, we'll be using the laptop.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it just all depends on the situation. But we still try to be different from the other sounds because they're not using MCs.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's what makes us different from them. I mean, only Shined has a new sound called Kingston 12.
Right. I was in California with him the other day, and he's playing vinyl.
Vinyl and his MCs. So he's keeping to the tradition of the sound system. So we're gonna, you have sounds like in England like Shaka, as you should know. You know what I mean? And Shaka stays true to what he does. He don't try to be like Stone Love or be like any other sound. He's, there's root sounds and then there's dancehall sound, and I see Saxon as a dancehall sound that got popular because of the dubs we cut, but also because of the MCs, and singers.
Another thing you guys kind of even made me and a lot of the sound systems worldwide do is work on their actual sound system. Yes. Because that was also such a big part of the sound system culture. Every sound owned a sound.
That's right.
Yes. It ain't like I'm walking with my record to play and I'm on sound.
That's right.
Every sound owned a sound.
Well, this is what I'm saying. A lot of these sounds say them a soul, but them not have no soul. You know what I mean? Respect, Yeah, respect, my brother. Respect. Yeah, so that's what it is, how can you be a sound and not have a soul? I don't understand that mentality. It's called sound system.
Right.
So if you don't have a sound, then you're a DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not a sound, you know what I mean? So that's how I see it,
Exactly.
And there's loads of sounds popping up, in the UK now that are doing very well. Just, sounds like Mongols Hi-Fi, you have Reggae Roast, all these, these guys, they've got their sound, and and it's growing, the culture is still growing, the dub plate culture, for me, I could stay in my house, I don't need to go anywhere. I've got 30 years of music, so Saxon is 40 years, So it's this year, I think, is it this year, Mikey? Next year is that 40-year anniversary, you know what I mean? But I've got 30 years of music, so for me, I just send out an email, TIPPA IRIE dub plate session, and all these sounds from, from all neck of the woods, they come, so I can make money just staying in my living room where my studio is, and that's it, you know what I mean? So the culture, is still growing worldwide, and this is, I go to places like Thailand, Vietnam, Cambodia, You know, places like the Philippines. You know, there's all these areas where the sound system culture is growing. I've just got into China now. I've done 12 cities in China. You know what I mean? And you Brown just come back from there. General Levy is there now. You know what I mean? So all these markets are opening up, and we're going into all these places. So when
did you think 30 years ago
You'd be going to California.
you'd be still flying out like you were flying out 20 years ago?
That's right. And, you know, we're going into India. You know, you have the Reggae Rajas. You know, who's like the first Indian reggae dancer, so we have specials, you know what I mean? And them guys brought me to Delhi, Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, these places. I did a little tour of India with them. So the culture is growing, and when people, you know, they don't see you or they think that nothing ain't going on. I'm in Thailand, you know, playing in Thailand to people, expats, because remember you got all these people that are now teachers in Thailand, in Bangkok. And they're like, Tippa Irie's coming. You understand me? So when they see when we go to Chiang Rai, you know, you see when we can pronounce it, that show you said, me know this, me does not just talk. You know what I mean? So what the cap? Me can speak the language, me know if I say hello and thank you. You understand me? Because I go to these places. And then these people come and they see you there, they're like, it's like God come. Because they can't believe that Tippa Irie, that sang Complete Neighbor and Hello Darling and Good Time the Best, and all these tunes are in our little town. And they probably live in these towns and not getting no reggae, or they're getting reggae but it's just Bob and a couple other little things, but they're not getting the real deal, holy feel. So, you know, Saxon can't die.
I don't see how you have such a... The double plate box, first and foremost, is lethal. The double plate box is deep.
It's incredible.
And first, when I heard that Saxon wasn't playing anymore, I got nervous. I'm saying, these songs, these double plates, can't just be sitting by the wayside.
No.
So, who is Saxon next? Meaning that you're up there, I'm up there. Yeah. You know, my sound system Road International, I have my son playing it, and some kids that are playing it, but at the same time, I'm teaching them to respect the foundation we laid. So when they're in the dance and they're introducing a Dennis Brown, they don't introduce it like when, because I have Dennis Brown doublets and I know you loaded.
Yeah.
When they're introducing the Dennis Brown Love and Hate on the Taxi Gang rhythm, they're not introducing like they're introducing a Cartel tune, because it's a monster song.
That's right.
Not disrespecting Cartel's song or who's doing it now, but let's call a spade a spade. 30 years from now, they'll be introducing the Cartel song the way we are introducing the Dennis Brown song back in the day. But right now, you got to teach your kids them how to continue the legacy and respect it too, because for only way continue if you introduce kids to the sound. So do you have any kids to the sound? Do you have any young blood on the sound system?
Right now, the hat shows it, Saxon Motion. That's the young Saxon.
Okay.
Yeah. Saxon Motion is in England and Jamaica. So the sound is spreading and growing as we speak.
Okay, so you're franchising or something. Can I get a New York franchise?
Big up the Saxon Motion.
Can I be a part of the Saxon Motion? Brooklyn?
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So the sound is growing, and the original sound is still there with the original artists, original selectors.
Right.
You know, and it's still there. Saxon, as Tippa said, it can't die. There's too much history.
Yeah.
You know, like
if you look in the library of Lewisham, you know, and you open the book of the city, you know, there's a picture of Tippa Irie and Daddy Boy in that book. Wow. You know what I mean? So for us to be put in the book for the city, then that just shows you the mark that we've made in the community. You know what I mean? So
Virgin's book, Saxon, Richard Branson himself. So somewhere down the line, they must have realised that, you know, there's something good about this sound system for us to be in them.
The Clash world, how do you feel about it now?
Me, you know, I'm gonna be straight up. I mean, I don't have a problem with it because I see myself as a businessman.
Right.
So if I got Clash, then I'll clap.
Right. Well, how do you feel about the language though? People telling people about their parents and them auntie and them uncle, and how do you feel about the language?
Me personally, I think when they set the rules of the clash dances, they set 3 10-minute rounds, 1 minute, 1 tunes.
Right.
The first rule should be no language. No disrespectful language.
Right.
Yeah.
That should be the first rule.
I hear.
Because right now it's about music. You don't know my mother to be telling me about
there you go.
music. Well, and if you do know her, then you're disrespecting her.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So
when
it's
you
just
have the bad
simple like
language,
that.
it also brings violence sometimes. Because not everyone's going to take what someone else says. You know, you don't know someone's situation with them at home. So I think these things need to be cut out of the clash word straight away. Cut that out. You know, if you've got bad behavior like that, don't come to the clash. You know,
We don't hear Rodigan really.
No, I
never hear
it. No, and it's one of the reasons why I never got into the clash arena. I mean, as much as I have Garnet Silks, I got Dennis Brown, I've got my Alton Ellis, I've got some classic,
you're heavy.
classic
You're
doubles,
heavy. You're heavy.
But I've never went into a clash just based on that because I don't know how I would take it for someone to tell me about my parents. So I said, I leave it alone. But I love the clash. I think it's the purest form of our music is that dance hall raw clash formula. I think it is untamed. I guess that's why sometimes it can go too far. But I like what you said. The same way they put the rule 10-minute round, 15-minute round, dub for dub. The same way they can put it.
The next thing, we really don't mind it because that's the way it is now. But I prefer when 2 sounds is in the clash. More than 6, 7 sounds. Because when there's 2 sounds, then you can play a tune.
Right.
When there's 5, 6 sounds, you ain't got enough time to play your tunes. And worse, they have a warm-up DJ. How you got 6 sounds on the bill and a warm-up DJ? You know, when there's 2 sound, you have 1 sound over there and 1 sound over there, and the 2 of you.
But you see, that comes from the culture of having a sound.
That's right. But even if they're doing it as a stage, even if they're doing it on stage, try to cut down the amount of sounds. You know, and just that way it can last a bit longer instead of 3, 4, 5 sounds.
Well, it's like even the stage show. Back in the days, I mean, when I ran the Q Club, I remember putting Beanie Man alone in the Q Club and having the place full to rap. Nowadays, you have to put 4 or 5 artists on a bill to draw just 1,000 people. So it's become like a supply and demand, meaning that you figure, say, if you pad it, you get more people. But when you pad it, your budget goes up, forcing you to charge your patrons more money, which in turn, you're not getting that crowd because the patron can't afford that $50 or that $60 that you have to charge to make back your money.
That's right.
It's the only way you can make back your money. So
it's a catch-22.
It is weird. I don't know if the music is not strong enough. I try to put my finger on the pulse of what's really going on and why the industry is the way it is right now.
I think if you give somebody a burger every day, they're going to get bored of eating.
Right.
Yeah. So you have 4 sounds clashing, and it's the same sounds clashing, week in, week out. Because everybody wants to make money as a promoter. So like, if Addis is the sound or Bass Odyssey is the sound right now, everyone's going to want to play with.
Right.
Yeah. So every promoter's going to want to book them, and every week they're clashing. Eventually, you're going to get bored. You know, and then the crowd starts dying down, and then what makes it worse, the bad language. Women don't come to dance to hear that.
There you go.
And if a woman ain't coming to a dance, eventually men ain't gonna. You understand? So then it gets boring. I've been watching a lot of these clashes online, and I can count the women that are in these clashes. I can count them.
Sure.
So I prefer a dance where there's a lot of women and a lot of men.
Yeah, the culture is growing, still there. You know, Saxon played Love Injection the other day, and it was 2 sounds, 1,700 people. Wow. You know what I mean? They played King Tubby's, and it was the same thing. You know, 700 people. So it's huge. I gotta get this. Excuse me, Angela.
Yes, and DJ Roy. You know, since you've been here on the cruise,
Right.
how's your experience here? I think this place is really nice. What do you say?
I was on it last year, and I was actually part of the organization of this, the very first one.
Nice.
And I remember when Junagan came to me and Chrissy Barber and said they were doing the Welcome to Jamrock cruise. I said it was a great idea. We actually announced it on late Monday in September. It was totally sold out the last week in September.
Wow.
And that was 2014 for 2000. No, it was 2013 for 2014. When we got off the cruise last year, the first cruise was totally sold out. Hence why they're doing 2 days. It was sold out before we got off the cruise.
Okay.
What they have done, and let's call a spade, the Mali brand. There's nothing bigger than it.
Yes.
To have a cruise called Welcome to Jamrock, brought to you by Damon Junagan Mali, brought to you by Stephen Mali, and the whole Mali family are part of it. And then they add the fact that they have a night called No Visa Required, where you get to see the artists that can't come to America, the Bounty Killers, the Jacura, the Popcorns, you know, that busy signal that we have not seen in America for so many years. It just draws people from all over the world to be a part of it. You know?
It's really nice in here too.
The organization for it is great. This year was a little different, and I think it's because it was two cruises. Because I remember last year when we came, you know, we came up the regular ramp, but this year they had to let people off while they were letting people on at the same time. So it got a little confusing, but I kind of understand. But next year they're getting the bigger ship.
Big ship.
So it's going to be one big ship next year.
Wow.
It's going to be a longer cruise.
Yeah, and it's going to be one big ship next year. So that's going to be amazing. I'm hoping, and I keep my fingers crossed, even though it's called Welcome to Jamrock, I'm hoping it stops somewhere else first and then in Jamaica.
Yes.
That's how I would like it. Because for someone that's been now twice, and you know, I visit Jamaica 4 or 5 times a year. I really like to stop somewhere else and then come to Jamaica. So I'm hoping it's Welcome to Jamrock, but maybe stop somewhere and then we'll land at Jamrock.
As I'm interviewing you right now, I'm noticing in the background that we are actually moving. I didn't feel it.
We just started.
And there's this big ship sailing on the ocean. I'm gonna make a commotion because I'm seeing this big ship behind you coming like really close to us. But I mean, it's all good. It's like I can see it, but I'm realizing we are moving, and I don't even feel us
About time
move.
to.
Now, are you sure it's us who's moving or
they're
it's
moving.
them? Because from there it doesn't
We
look
are.
like we're moving.
I think we are moving.
I have a feeling it's them.
It's them that's moving.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I was like,
Kind of
it
like when you're in your
feels
car
like you.
and the car
yeah.
behind you, the car beside you is going backwards and you're stepping on your brake
Yes.
because you think you're going forward.
Right. Okay. I see this. It's a really huge ship. I wasn't expecting such a big ship. And you know, I am so thrilled that you heard from Coxon, Sir Coxon, Father Festus. He's also coming to New York.
Okay.
He will be here probably next month or so. And I will be doing PR work for him as well. And he's thrilled to come to see America after so long. He has a birthday party in Stars with some family. His family private event. And he would like to see some of the sound men, some of the DJs in New York City. And so as soon as I get the date, I'll give the appointment, try to make the appointment, because I tell everyone all the time, we gotta go to DJ Roy's radio station. That's where we have to go. And they're like, they said, and I do. No, you don't. He doesn't. It's the truth. It's really the truth. It's one of the best radio stations. I visit everyone in New York in their radio programs, and I'm telling you, Irie Jam is number one in my book.
I'd love to have sax in the studio. I mean, quite a few of the artists, when they come into New York, they do come to Irie Jam because we're one of the few that try to keep our pulse on the music, not just what's in America, you know, what's going on in London also. Spoke to Gappy the other day. You got a new single with Barrington Levy. They remixed The Murderer. I spoke to him recently. You know, me and Bitty, very, very close.
Good.
We try to keep in touch, but what I always say with the English music, that they're not servicing it in America. No. And that is the problem.
But I've been playing it, and I have a large UK fan base.
We're not getting service, and we have to find a way to get the English music service a lot more in New York City.
I agree.
English music would even it got to the stage where English music was even getting fight by England. But now it's like it's coming back now.
Okay. Okay.
As I said before, if you give a man a burger every day,
Right.
he gets tired of it.
Right.
So it's like the dancehall scene in England is slowly coming back with English music.
Yes.
And it's getting stronger and stronger every day. So it'd be good to hear that it's being played in America.
Randy's
around
doing
the
very well.
world.
Randy Valentine's
Randy
doing very well.
Valentine's doing very well.
Yeah,
very
well.
good
Yeah.
artist.
Yeah, very well.
Very well. It's the same with likes of Gappy and Baby Boom, new artists on the scene. It's been about a little while.
Yeah.
And same with Bitty McLean. I spoke to him the other day. He was in Jamaica the other day.
Right.
Okay.
I think he's back in England now, but they're all doing good.
That's good. Just service. That's all. If you're listening to me in England, service to radio personalities. You never know who's going to break your tune. Randy recently got his first #1 in New York City, and it's a song that was like 2 or 3 years old.
Yes.
It's a song that I took like 3 weeks to break here.
Wow.
And he couldn't believe the reaction for a song that he voiced almost 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So that's to show you that we're not getting the sound.
Okay. Wow.
We're not getting the sound. So I'm hoping that the English producers, me and Pickin, we touch base a lot now. He's starting to send me to, but there's so many other producers here that really needs to do the English lovers rock the justice that it so rightly deserves, and just send the songs.
Yes, that's true.
We want them, all right? And
Yes.
me being English born, I say it again. Okay, you used to go to Tulse Hill, in case you all know what Tulse Hill is. All right? My sister went to Dick Shepherd. My brother went to Strand. All right? Played ball at Crystal Palace. So I'm from your neck of the woods. Just send me this song. We ain't got no fish and chips over here, but just send me the song.
Okay, and I have there's a huge UK fan base because a lot of people are realizing that the Sir Coxsone radio station, which I'm on, dubforceradio.com, he has like all the sound systems, and he has all of the whole UK base that's on his program. And since I've been streaming on his program, the UK base, I have so many people that contact me, and so many people who send me a lot of their new music straight from the UK. I would also like to add you to that contact base, if you don't mind, and send you what they send, because some of the tunes are really, really great. The accent, there's one girl, she raps so good. She just raps really good. Get her name. She's English, Jamaican, and she's tearing up the place in England right now.
Yeah.
And everyone says, they want her to come to New York City. She's really great. I'm going to send you some of her music. Right now, she's #1 over there on the UK chart. And her name is I'm so excited. So it'll come to me.
It'll come to you.
Yes.
All right, well.
Yes, viewers.
Peace out.
You heard from the original DJ Roy and the selector, Mikey Boops, Saxon Sound, Tippa Irie. They told you the experience in New York City, what had happened.